I'm the boogeyman, and I'm coming to get you.
Brighton Hove Albion, the boogeyman of Manchester United. Lately, in the past few years, Brighton has absolutely dominated Manchester United in ways that I cannot even explain, people. However, we face them on Saturday. We face them tomorrow. We face them over the weekend. And Manchester United are just coming back from the beautiful high of beating Liverpool at Anfield. Can we go on making it 3 games in a row by defeating our boogeyman in the Premier League? In the past few years, I want to just give you guys a glimpse of what we are talking about. And when I say Brighton Hove Albion are the boogeyman of Manchester United, let me give you an example. Brighton last year in January defeated Manchester United 3-1. Same last year, they defeated us 2-1. In 2024 May, Man United won 2-0, which was pretty good, which I did not even know how we won that game. You go back 2023, Brighton has defeated us 3-1. 2023, Brighton 1-0. We draw a pens for the FA Cup, and then you keep on going. 2022, Brighton defeated us 2-1. You go 2022, May 7th, Brighton defeated Manchester United 4-0. It is mind-blowing. I'm saying these guys have been the boogeyman for Manchester United lately, and we need to honestly understand that that's what the case is. But that doesn't mean that Manchester United are not going to do a big one. Because Manchester United last weekend, every single person understood and spoke about Manchester United have not beaten Liverpool since 2006 under whoever it was. We defeated them. Rúben Amorim went to Anfield, being the first manager to defeat Liverpool at Anfield in a very long time, and then also went to Etihad and defeated Manchester City, being the first manager to defeat Manchester City in a very long time at the Etihad. So what I'm saying is that it looks like there's something going for Manchester United. When it comes to Brighton Hove Albion, we don't do draws. It's either we win or we lose. And so right now we are going to start the process of the preview. We are going to begin the preview and we're going to be talking about this game. This weekend, Manchester United host Brighton and Hove Albion in what promises to be a fascinating contest of form, momentum, and tactical identity. The host will be keen to build on recent improvements while Brighton arrive with confidence and a strong recent record at Old Trafford. We have got the full story, guys. The stats and what you need to focus on in terms of what you need to watch. Now let's set the scene. Manchester United have had a rocky start to the season. Arguably. But have shown glimpses of revival. According to Sportsmo, United are riding, of course, on a back-to-back Premier League. United are riding on a back-to-back Premier League win for the first time in Rúben Amorim's career at Manchester United. Brighton, meanwhile, are sitting just behind Manchester United in standing as of this week and have scored 12 goals in 8 league games and conceded 11 goals in the same time. That right there is a very striking stats for us to understand. Brighton have won their last 3 visits to Old Trafford. Ridiculous. When I say they are the boogeyman, you think I'm joking. To Old Trafford in the Premier League. United constantly have struggled against the Seagulls in recent seasons. That has just been a problem for us. We need to find a way to solve this problem as much as possible. So while United are playing at home and want to regain dominance, Brighton come with genuine belief and away match pedigree. That's one thing they know how to do best. They know how to go away from the Amex Stadium and win, convincingly, might I add. We just need to understand and focus on how to beat them. And that is what we are going to be talking about. But first, we need to talk about Brighton's strengths. What are the strengths of Brighton? First thing we're looking about is the away confidence and the fixture history for them. You understand? As noted, as I just said, Brighton have won their last 3 away visits to Old Trafford. That's ridiculous, and we need to stop it on Saturday. This kind of psychological advantage It's rare in the visiting side. They just know how to go to Old Trafford and take 3 points. We need to stop it. Second is their attacking threat and creating of chances. These people are crazy when it comes to this. According to Who Scored, in their recent meeting, Brighton were very strong at creating chances via through balls and finishing. It's key when it comes to the through balls from Ruta, through balls from Akubaminte, I freaking love his name, or Mitoma doing a big one. Brighton honestly utilizes the pace of their attackers to punish teams. Both teams kind of look to score because Brighton's defense is honestly their weakest point in this situation. But one thing that they are so good at is transitional attack. We need to hopefully stop this. We did a preview against Liverpool, and that right there was Liverpool's best strength. It's the same thing with this. We need to find a way that we are going to stop this, and we are going to be talking about the way Manchester United can defeat them in the next one. Of course, when you're looking at their weaknesses, they always concede first. Brighton do not have any other way. I don't know why they always do this, but they are always fighting from back. They are always digging themselves out of a hole. It's a key trend in this situation. Brighton have conceded the first goal in all 4 of their away league matches this season. If Manchester United can do what they did against Liverpool, in the first offensive opportunity we get, we score. And then we manage the game from there. We then play what we want to play rather than playing into the hands of Brighton. We would absolutely win this game. Away from home, however, they have gotten fewer wins. Don't get me wrong, that doesn't apply to Old Trafford because, bro, do they know how to score at Old Trafford? They know how to score at Old Trafford. So how can Manchester United win against Brighton Hove Albion? That is the question, and I'm going to answer it for you guys. First things first, we need to hit them early. Early goal is important in this game. United have never lost when they scored first this season. 4 wins and a draw. We haven't lost when we scored first. So we need to go into this game hitting them right in the mouth. Just, you get me? Right there. Before they can even tap your glove. Just right there. Just hush. And then we make sure that we are able to then control the tempo of the game. We need to absolutely. Because Brighton, conversely, are very vulnerable after considering the first away. It's clear. We have seen it with Bournemouth. The way Bournemouth was able to defeat Brighton, scored the first goal. Yes, one thing is that you should be expecting Hosler to bring in 3 substitutions right away. That's one thing he does. Half an hour, if not half an hour, but about an hour mark, 60 minutes, he will bring in 3 players. That's one thing that he does. He knows how to change a game. So we need to be careful about that. Scoring the first goal, controlling the tempo would absolutely pay dividend for us in this situation. And then we need to look at their front line. This is a key part about Brighton Hove Albion. When you have Akubaminte, we have Ruta and Welbeck. Those 3 people, Ruta in the last few matches have played the number 10 role with Mitoma coming back or with Mitoma kind of having an issue. If Mitoma is playing, that's also a problem. However, those 3 guys are very, very crucial. We need, Manchester United's defense need to absolutely be switched on. We need to be switched on. If not, it will be a problem for us, especially Jakub, because he's really quick, really skillful, really strong. It is a very, very weird combo of like Infinity Stones on Jakub Aminte's feet. And then, of course, Danny Welbeck. For somebody that I never thought we would be speaking about him in 2025. Danny Welbeck is ridiculous. 4 goals this season. And he is on form with an expected goals of 3 point something. It is magnificent. He is very quick, knows how to hold the ball up, knows how to pass, knows how to be in the right place at the right time. There is something you can teach a striker. And we need to be careful about that situation. You get me? United's pressing identity under Rúben Amorim is not the greatest. So in this case, personally, we need to just sit back a little. Just sit in the mid block. Do not go pressing full scale, because what you will see in that situation is that they're going to split. Oh my God. I remember, this is just flashback, watching De Zerbi and Manchester United trying to press them under Erik ten Hag, I believe. He literally just split the centre backs, and Manchester United were running like headless chickens. We don't have to. We cannot afford to do that this season. We cannot afford to do that tomorrow. We cannot afford to do this at Old Trafford, especially after coming from the tactical masterpiece that Rúben Amorim put together against Liverpool. We need to get better. We need to figure out how they're passing out the back, and we need to understand when the pressing trigger is, understand when we need to go get the ball. You understand? We need to understand that. And one of the key thing about this situation also is Brighton's set piece. They have a really good understanding of what they want to do when it comes to set pieces. We need to be careful with that. Manchester United need to be really clean when it comes to Brighton and set pieces. With players like Lewis Dunk and Heke, those players are really tall, really physical, and really strong in terms of causing commotion. And so we need to honestly understand how we do this. We do not need to go into the race of trying to pursue them everywhere. We need to create zones where they cannot go into. We need to create zones where every single person marks his zone. We need to have one person playing 1v1 in those set pieces against the like of Lewis Dunk and Van Heke. Those are key things that we need to do with our set pieces. And then we also have to think about the Old Trafford factor. The 12th men are going to be in there. The 12th man, are going to be present, especially after what we did to Liverpool. The Old Trafford is going to be buzzing. And so Manchester United need to keep an eye, and we need to be able to capitalize on that situation. Capitalize on it. So what are we predicting in this situation? First things first, before we even go any further, I want to predict, right? I want to predict my starting 11 for what I believe Fabian Hosseler is going to play. And then we are going to go a little bit into what I believe Manchester United is going to play. First thing first, it's going to be Van Bruggen in goal. We're going to have Lewis Dunk and Van Heke in the centre-back position. And we're going to have on the right-hand side Wayfair and Kadoglu, I believe is his name, on the left-hand side. In the midfield, we're going to have Harry, a very good midfielder. It's ridiculous. We need to keep an eye on that guy. And of course, Carlos Baleba. Hopefully, Manchester United's new midfielder come January or summer, whichever the situation is. On the right-hand side is Yakuba Minte, cold player. In the middle of the number 10 position is going to be Ruta. And then on the left-hand side, I do not believe it is going to be Mitoma. And that I am absolutely grateful for. But this guy is no scrub either. And that guy is going to be Gomez. And then up top is going to be Danny Welbeck. Now for Manchester United, and talking about that's the key part, our starting 11. He looks like Schmeichel. Well, he keeps like Schmeichel, but he doesn't look like Schmeichel. It's going to be Sonny Lemons in goal. On the right-hand side for our 3 is going to be Mateus. Let me think about it a little bit. I believe it's going to be Lenny Yoro. We're going to have Harry Maguire. No, Mateus de Ligt in the middle. And we're going to have Luke Shaw on the left-hand side. In fact, scrap that. I'm going to have Mateus de Ligt, Maguire, and Luke Shaw. Just because of the set piece like I spoke about. And then when you're talking about the full-back positions, it is going to be Ahmad and Patrick Dogu. In the 2 sitting midfielders is going to be Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro. And then of the right-hand side, in the 10 is going to be Brian Mbeumo, who honestly is one of the few people we have that is a guarantee starter for Manchester United. On the left-hand side, this is where things are going to be shocking to you. I truly believe it's going to be Mason Mount. I know, it's crazy. Why would you take out Matheus Cunha? This game in particular, when it comes to us pressing, is truly going to be critical for us to have somebody smart, somebody that knows the entirety of the system so keenly that he is able to be a conductor on that pitch. And that right there is Mason Mount. And up front is going to be Benjamin Šeško. I know We did not buy Mateus Cunha to be riding the bench. That is not what he's doing. He's going to play this game smart. He understands that the 30-game season cannot be won by one starting 11. He needs to absolutely have every single person come along. That way, we have a depth in our bench. And that's the best thing that I think we did this summer. Behind Mateus Cunha and Brighton Hove, even while we had the likes of Joshua Zirkzee, Mason Mount that can play the number 10 position. Anyway, let's keep on going. So that is my starting 11 for Manchester United. Now let's go into our prediction. My prediction in this game is quite clear in my mind. I think Manchester United are on a roll. Manchester United have this great feeling about themselves right now that I believe this game is going to go in favor of Man United. It is going to be 2-1, if not 3-1 for Manchester United. I think this is just a game where we break things open. We break things up. We absolutely dismantle what Jose has put together. Don't get me wrong, Fabian is an incredible manager. Young, but very smart. But I believe Rúben Amorim has figured something out with this team. I believe Rúben Amorim have figured out something that makes this team tick. And they just need to keep the consistency. We have seen it in times before where we thought that this is the start, this is the spark of us getting better and doing better. Today is where we prove it. Today is where Manchester United absolutely need to get this done. There you have it, people. A match with compelling narrative layers from swings, psychological edges, tactical intrigue. Will United reassert Old Trafford dominance, or will Brighton further cement their recent boogie status for the Red Devils? If you enjoyed this preview, make sure you guys like that button, hit that like button. If you enjoyed this preview, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to for full tactical breakdowns and everything. I will see you guys after the game. Make sure you guys hit that like button and get active down in the comments. Peace.